Hi, I'm Craig from Penguin, and today I just want to talk about why it's important that when life insurance is put in place by a young family, that they use a trust to protect their wealth from the future issues that may or may not come up in their spouses or their kids' lives. As a profession, one of the things we're constantly battling is trying to help people understand why they need life insurance. So if we take maybe a typical family, Mr. and Mrs. Miggins, let's assume Mr. and Mrs. Miggins both work, and they've gone on to have two children, John and Jane. Mr. and Mrs. Miggins have got a house, they've got some other assets, might be some savings, might be some pensions, might be a business, whatever that middle box may be. And let's assume they've done what we believe most families should have done, and they've got £1 million worth of life insurance. If they haven't taken specialist advice or you've bought it yourself offline, there's a good chance that you haven't written that life insurance in trust. So let's imagine Mr. Miggins dies, sorry chaps, I always kill the man off first. Let's imagine Mr. Miggins died yesterday, and the life insurance is paid out to Mrs. Miggins. The first challenge she's got is, unfortunately, if it wasn't written in trust, she's got to wait for probate to be granted before she can get her hands on the life insurance. So the first challenge we've got is time. Second challenge we've got is if that £1 million pays out to Mrs. Miggins, let's say she uses 300,000 of it to pay off the mortgage and she's got £700,000 left, that £700,000 is now in her estate. If she dies 6 weeks later of that broken heart, that £700,000 now may be taxed at 40%, because now we add it to their estate, and because they've got other assets, if it's pushed them over the various inheritance tax brackets, that £700,000 could lose £280,000 in tax. So the second challenge we've got is tax. Now, depending on how old this couple are and how they feel about one of them going on to remarry, there's a good chance that Mrs. Miggins, if she's in her 30s, 40s or 50s, will go on and remarry. If she doesn't spend that £700,000, she just draws income from it to help raise John and Jane, then there's a chance that there's still going to be money in her bank account. If she goes on to meet young Jose at some point in the future, and then dies before Jose or gets divorced from Jose, there's a real danger that whatever's left of this money could end up as part of a marriage settlement, a divorce settlement, sorry. This could obviously work both ways. I'm just picking on the example of Mr. dying first. So the solution is to make sure that any life insurance you own is put into trust. Sorry, so the third one was remarriage. So we would recommend that any insurances you've got, life insurance, death in service, and anything like that is put into trust. So rather than pay out directly to the surviving spouse, you have a trust collect the life insurance. The trust can still write a cheque out to Mrs. Miggins the next day for all the money that's in the trust, for whatever your life insurance or your death in service is worth. But the difference is, it is now loaned to her. Now the first thing it does is it gets rid of the time issue, because there's no need for probate when there's a trust involved. As soon as the death certificate is produced to the life insurance company, they can pay the money into the trust. So we take time out of the equation. Now that the trust has loaned her the £1 million, when she dies of that broken heart 6 weeks, 6 months, 60 years later, the first thing that has to be repaid on death are any debts. So that £1 million, or whatever's left of it at that point, can come back into the trust and is not part of her estate for inheritance tax. So when it comes down to John and Jane, we can make sure that it doesn't pay inheritance tax and the kids get the full inheritance. A fantastic piece of planning. Thirdly, while she has got the money, if she does go on to meet young Jose and they get divorced or she dies before him, when she dies again, the money gets repaid. Or when they're going through a divorce settlement, the divorce solicitor will deduct any debts on the estate from the marital assets. So the £1 million or whatever it's worth will be deducted from the estate, so make sure that the money doesn't get lost in a remarriage. So just by having this simple piece of planning in place, you can get rid of a lot of these problems. When Mrs. does die, the money gets passed down to the children, whatever's left of it. Again, the money will be loaned to John and Jane. So if John and Jane go through a divorce, a bankruptcy, a separation, or die before their future partner, this £1 million will not be part of their future problems, so that your money stays with your family. A fantastic reason to review your life insurance. Make sure you're not paying too much for it, but more importantly, make sure it's written in trust. Hope that was useful. If you'd like to chat about this further, please do contact the team. We'll be delighted to help.